listeners, welcome back to Bingkai Suara with me, Sivin. So, for today's episode, I'm so excited, guys, because I'm going to be welcoming a very special guest, a singer-songwriter from America, a hit maker, the master of sad girl pop music. So, please welcome Sasha Alex Sloan. Hi!
Wow, what the quite the introduction. Thank you.
Okay, how's it going?
It's good. I'm just hanging out with my dog, who you can probably see behind me.
So,
So
you're on your room.
in my room.
In Nashville?
Yes, I'm in Nashville.
Oh,
This is
okay.
like I've started Twitch streaming, so this is like my Twitch room.
Okay. So first of all, big congratulations on your third album, Me Game. That
So,
was very amazing. I've been listening to your album, like especially for me, my favorites is Me Game and Hits. That was
oh,
very intimate for me. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that our listeners will agree with me.
well, I hope so.
So before we talk about your new album, of course, I want to start with your music journey. So you moved to LA when you were 19 for music, if I'm not mistaken. So could you tell me about the journey of Sasha Sloan as a singer and songwriter? What inspired you the most?
Yeah, I had a really weird start. Long story short, but I got started on Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, basically, I moved to LA and started writing songs for other people, and it wasn't going well for a long time. And I was working at a coffee shop, and yeah, basically, it was really hard in the beginning, but I started to meet co-writers I loved working with, and then it kind of all started to fall into place.
Okay, so you start as a songwriter.
So I started writing for other artists before I even was one. And then, yeah, from there, like I started writing songs that I felt like I wanted to put out myself. And then from there, we kind of just, I started
Well,
Sasha
mhm.
Alex Own.
So I have to claim that you, as a songwriter, your lyrics, they feel like very honest, very relatable, and your hits like "Dancing with Your Coast" is one of the songs that, for me, it's the top of mind when we want to dump feelings, and it has more than 500 million listeners on Spotify. Do you expect that?
No, definitely not. It still blows my mind. Like I just don't even know what that means. You know what I mean? Like it's a number that's so
Mm,
big. It's unfathomable. But I mean, I'd never expected that song to do what it's done. And I'm just so grateful.
yeah, that's 500 million. Like, wow,
I
congratulations.
know. Thanks.
So, about your lyrics, could you tell us more about your creative process in writing your music?
Yeah, for sure. So every time I write a song, I like to start with the lyric. I have like an idea or a concept about something that I'm going through in life, and I'll have that idea, and that will kind of start the song. And then I will just find like chords and melodies that I like that I feel like fit the lyrics of the song. Because for me, lyrics are everything, and I think lyrics can make or break an amazing song. Um, and I was just meeting with a friend of mine who's a songwriter, and they said something really funny because I always like make fun of, not make fun of, but I get frustrated in co-writes where they start with melody. And my friend was like, well, a kindergartner can write a melody. And I kind of agree with that. So
Mhm.
I love starting with lyrics, and then I kind of go from there.
Okay. And do you know that you have so many listeners here in Indonesia? Like you
I did
have 9 million. monthly listeners on Spotify, and most of them are from Jakarta.
Really?
Yeah, you know that. I have the number. It's 190,000, number one from Jakarta. That's really amazing.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's the crazy thing too. Like I've still never been to Jakarta. This is gonna be my first time. And like I went to Asia for the first time last
Mhm,
year and it just like blew my mind seeing, all these people who live so far away from me and such a different lifestyle and
mhm.
different, everything and just that they've heard my music. It's just the coolest feeling ever.
So it's your first time going to Jakarta.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hope you like it. And anyway,
I
speaking about
will.
your latest album, I want to talk about the first song and my favorite, the Me Again. Like, could you tell me about the story behind it? Like, why is it Me Again?
Yeah, so Me Again was really symbolic in a lot of ways for me. Like
Mhm,
this album really felt like I was being myself again. And then at the same time, what the song actually is saying is how I was feeling during the entire time making the record, which was really lost and depressed and unsure of myself. And I wrote that song during COVID and refound it
mhm,
as I was going to make this album. And I didn't really know what I wanted it to sound like. I didn't know what I wanted to
mhm.
say. And I found that song and I was like, whoa, I think the album needs to be called Me Again. Um, and yeah, I kind of like that became the centerpiece of the album. And then everything kind of fell in place around that.
Okay, so I literally cried when I listened to this song for the first time. I love it. I really love it.
Thank
That
you.
feels like a therapy for me.
Oh, thanks.
And the lead for this album, if I'm not mistaken, it's the highlight. Uh,
Mhm.
could you tell us why you chose this song for the first place?
Yeah, I feel like I just really wanted to set the tone of this new album, and I could have come out with like a more poppy leaning song, but I just really wanted to get this song
Mm,
out there, and I wanted to get it out of my system, and I even when I was rolling the album out, like it just felt like the right song to lead with lyrically. So there were many factors, but it was a quite a depressing lead single.
it's your gut.
Yeah, I just went with my gut. This is like what being independent is like, by the way. Like I'm picking everything. So I was like, sure,
Mm,
let's put most sad
mhm,
ballad on the album
mhm.
out as our first single, whatever.
Okay. And also my favorite, it's the song Kids, especially when you sing, one day before we know it, parents become the kids. I was speechless. Like, what did you feel when you wrote this?
Yeah, I have just been, I just turned 29 and I'm getting to that
Mm-hmm.
point in life where I'm really noticing like my mom get older.
Mm-hmm.
And I helped my mom go through this time in her life where she needed me to be
Mm-hmm.
there for her. And yeah, I was sitting on the couch one day and I was like, realized that I was like texting my mom and I was like, did you make it home okay? And, kind of doing all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that she used to do for me. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like her parent. And then, the song Kids was born.
So it's your mom. It's the inspiration.
Yeah, that's my mom's song.
Okay. So, what is the overall message you want to tell in this album?
Um, I would say, just I was going through such a bad season of my life when I made this album,
Mm-hmm.
and this is so corny, but it
Mm-hmm.
really does get better. And I made this album and I just like couldn't see
Mm-hmm.
a positive outcome. I was just so deep in it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the other side of that now, and it's kind of odd promoting this record when I'm no longer in that period of my life, but I guess I just want people to listen to it and know that like whatever they're feeling, there's someone else there who's felt it.
Oh, oh,
You
that's so
know?
sweet.
I hope that's comforting in some way.
Yeah. But okay. So, anyway, on your upcoming Asia tour, you are going to perform in Jakarta, La 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 Festival. Like, how do you feel? I mean, you have so many friends here, you know, that could
Yeah,
you spill the tea about what you're going to bring up to the stage?
yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna play like my biggest songs. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be
Mhm.
that artist that only plays the new music. I'm not gonna do that to you. So I will be playing the biggest songs I have.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'll probably sprinkle in some new songs as well. Um, but I'm just really excited to come and there's really nothing like seeing people in real life. That's
Mhm.
the real beauty of music to me. It's like when you're like, you have 9 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm like, I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? And then you go play La Festival and then you're like, oh my God, I get it. So I'm just really excited to meet fans who are in Jakarta and I think it's just gonna be really fun.
Like 9 million people coming to your tour in Jakarta. Like, that's so amazing. Thank you, Shasha. Very great. Thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, thank you, listeners, for always listening to Bingkai Suara podcast. See you on the next episode. Bye.